All right. Good evening, everyone, or good morning, or good day, wherever you may be. I hope you can see and hear me all right. If you can, please give a hello in chat. Good evening, everyone, or good morning, or good day, wherever you may be. So, waiting a little bit for some more people to join. And then we're gonna continue with our epic Jool-5 journey. Hey, greetings to Minneapolis. All working well. Great to see and great to hear from you guys. Okay. No, I don't want to quit. Let's get to it. Alright, last time we left off at Tylo, where we did that spectacular landing. And this time we want to go to Laythe. So let's do that, shall we? Alright, we got our ship right here, and what I already did, I already fast forwarded a few orbits and waited where I can get an actual good transfer to Laythe, so I spare you the boredom. Alright, let's do this. Let's do our maneuver to get to Laythe, and this is going to be a bit expensive. We're gonna have to spend some 850 something delta V. Meters per second of delta V, and that's where we get our encounter. Okay, but we want to get a little bit closer than that. Nope, in the other direction, because the closer we get to the closer we can get the periapse to the surface, the more efficient our burn is going to be once we're there. Okay, I think 50 kilometers is where Laythe's atmosphere ends, so I'm going to really cut it close. Oh no, that's a retrograde orbit. I don't want a retrograde orbit. That would be bad. I want to have this in, yes, something like this. But this is not good because this would increase our orbit there. And yeah, so maybe we should move a little further. Let's try it over there. Because what I want to manage is to get into a an encounter where I have nope, that's not it. Ah, come on. The usual weird things with maneuver nodes. Okay, basically what I want to reach is to have a maneuver node that gets me to Laythe and gets me into a regular prograde orbit, and gets me, oh, that looked good. Maybe. Let's focus on Laythe again. I just got a notification in my email that I'm live on my own channel. Thank you, YouTube. Okay, that's a bit steep. So let's change the inclination. And then we can get rolling. So this is usually the most boring part of Kerbal Space Program, trying to get maneuver nodes right and trying to make them work, and in the correct direction, of course. Alright, looks almost good. And there we go. Okay, that should work. 55, yeah, it's going to be hard to hit that. Oh, and we're leaving. We don't want to leave. Oh, come on. It's really fidgety. It's really fidgety, and I really don't want this to get me in a too high orbit afterwards. So let's try it again with a little bit more finesse. Okay. Right. Come on. No, that's not what I wanted. I want to have an encounter here on the side where Laythe currently is at the moment. Sound is low. Well, my sound on my end is pretty high. I'm almost peaking with the microphone, which is weird. So why is your sound low on your end? Interesting. Well, that's not good what I'm doing here. Oh, come on. I did that earlier and it worked out a lot easier than what it is now. What am I doing wrong? Something I'm doing wrong here. Okay. It was about 870 or something. I remember that, and it was about this general direction. Okay, let's move this further. Yep, that looks a bit better. Yes, that's a lot better. Okay, we're almost done. Sorry for the delay. But yeah, maybe I should have planned that maneuver already and we just burn it. Okay, a little bit of an inclination change because I want to get in a really equatorial orbit with Laythe. And we're almost there. So, and yes, everyone in chat, did you watch my colonies speculation video I released on Friday? What do you think? What are colonies going to bring to the table for the game? Let me know in chat. Okay, that's looking quite okay-ish. Maybe we can tweak it a little bit further to get the orbit to intersect Laythe's plane better. Laythe's orbital plane, which is what I mean. Yeah, that looks okay. 12,000 is too close. We're going to burn up. I'm really tempted to try an aerobrake maneuver on Laythe, but with how wonky thermals are at the moment, I'm not sure this is going to be a good idea. What do you guys think? Should we try that? Okay, 53, that's fine. Let's get ourselves to that maneuver. Okay, first we have to point the ship in the right direction, of course. That's going to take a little bit. For applications like these, I really miss physical time warp. I know why the developers haven't included it, because time warp is going to be that huge thing once Interstellar is in the game. But when you have a huge mass like this, you want to move, and it moves really slow. I really want to get things going. So usually in case P1, I would do physical time warp right now to put it to the maneuver node on the nav ball. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, so what else can we going to do? And the sun is coming up. Where is it? I just saw it. Did I miss the sun? Did we lose the sun? I hope not. Right. Okay, chat is frozen for me. Okay, either you guys are gone, or I am gone, or something else is weird. Okay, chat, are we still on? Am I still live? Okay, somebody said something in chat. Okay, so yeah, apparently we're still here because I got some weird error message on YouTube Studio, so not sure what happened there. Okay, everything appears to be normal now. I also now got the very good status. Okay, great. Sorry for the interruption. And we now have our maneuver node lined up, and that's how we can now forward to it. All right, that's a massive ship with some massive balls on it. All right. Let's see if we can get the time warp under burning feature working this time. I hope it works now. It did work when I tried out something in the meantime between streams. So we should be good. Okay, let's see. Yes, it works now. This is good. Okay, now we can do things a lot faster than last time. Alright, look at that beauty. Burning all that propellant to get to our next destination, which is, as I mentioned before, Laythe, and as you've seen in the thumbnail. Alright. So gonna be really precise now, or I hope so. Oops. Right. Okay, I'm really a bit nervous when I go back from time warp to regular time, because sometimes the game says we're still under time warp and then refuses to cut the engines, which, yeah, is a problem when you want to do precise interplanetary transfers. I mean, this is not an interplanetary transfer, it's an inter-moonish transfer, if that's a thing. But we're now going to Laythe, and I'm trying to I'm using my mouse on the throttle icon, on the throttle meter on the left-hand side of the nav ball, and yeah, we're almost perfectly at where we want it to be. All right, that's good. Okay, quick saving, and then I'm going to set a maneuver node. I'm going to cheat a little bit. Well, it's not really cheating, because I really want to have an alarm clock feature in KSP2, and I know that they're working on it. I mean, Trigger EU is part of the development team, the modder that created the alarm clock mod in the first place. But what you can do is what a friend of mine told me. You can set a maneuver node and basically just time warp up until you reach that. So a 0 meters per second maneuver node, so you just have a point in time where time warp stops without you missing your encounter or any other significant stop you want to stop at. All right. Let's see when the scene changes, or when the camera is changing. The camera changed now, so we're now at Laythe, and I think, yes, we should already have some signs from Laythe, because we did a high orbit flyby. Yes, there we go, we got all that data back then. All right, so what we're gonna have to do now is, well, two things. Thing number one, we want to burn a little bit radially in to get that periapse a little bit closer to the atmosphere. The closer we are, the more efficient we're going to be. Question to you guys: should I try to attempt an aerobrake maneuver with the risk of it ending badly and having to do it again? So what do you think? Okay, got some delay between me talking and you guys answering. So there is something going on, but it's going to be fine. Right, I had some weird things going on today. We have some snowstorms outside at the moment. You can't hear it through this microphone, but there's like the window panes being pushed in by the wind. It's pretty horrible, and I heard the emergency services all day, so there might be some internet cables being cut. So maybe if I disappear, that's the reason. Yes, aero brake for the win. Okay, somebody say yes, somebody say no. Atmosphere really high, basis of an again. Yeah, okay, let's try it once, right? And if it doesn't work out, then we just do it the safe way beyond the 50 kilometers mark. Right, so I am from Austria, to be more precise, the capital city of Vienna. And that's the closest geography info I'm going to give to you. I'm also a little thirsty. All right. Good question, Robert Heinrich. How many CVs am I going to consider dropping on Laythe? Not CVs, but Kerbals, and I'm going to drop 2 on it. And in 2 different vehicles, so this is going to be interesting. All right. We're almost at our radial in-burn, and I'm doing the quick save now. And we're going to do it very subtle. You know what I'm going to do? First of all, I'm going to switch to flight mode so you can actually see something and not just a boring map view. But what I want to do is the action group view. And I want to change something. I want to reduce my thrust. And for that, we're going to turn off 3 of my 4 swerves. Let's start with this one, then this one, and this one. And the 4th one we're going to leave. Why am I doing this? Because by turning these 3 off, I have less thrust, and with less thrust, we're going to be able to be more precise with our maneuver. So I'm going to fire it up, and 51. I'm just really going to dip into the atmosphere, just 49,000. It's really just touching it a hair. Well, let's see what happens. 48 kilometers, 48.9 kilometers. It's really just skimming on a little bit on the atmosphere, and then trying to reduce our velocity a little bit, or a little bit more, because we have to reduce it quite by a huge margin. And for that, we're going to need all of our swerves. Right. Capture event is going to be over there. I'm going to move this a little bit further so that my periapse remains where it is. There we go. And we're going to need 662 meters per second. So we used up 880 at the first burn. Now we're going to use 662. So that's round about 1500 meters per second from getting from Tylo to Laythe, which is okay. Right. I'm going to die. Well, probably, but that's why we're quick saved. And once again, we need to wait for this magnificent ship to do its thing and maneuver itself to the maneuver indicator on the nav ball. Oh yes, teaser. You're absolutely right. There was this trajectories mod, and I used it quite a bunch in KSP1, and it was really good at projecting where your trajectory would end up inside the atmosphere. And it would also have real-time calculations, like once you change your angle of attack while you were in atmosphere, it would adapt the target where you're. It would predict where you would land. So it was a really good mod. Yeah, only space planes with heavy wings can enter. Yeah, I read that too. That was in Nate's blog entry. Unfortunately, I produced this space plane that is supposed to go into Laythe's atmosphere before I read that. So its wings are not as thick as I now would like them to be. But yeah, we'll see about that. Honestly, the way how thermals are at the moment, if this doesn't work with the space plane, I would just turn them off for this stream so we can actually get things done. Because what I really don't want to do is just redo the entire mission just for this. So no. What type of wings did I pick? I'm not sure. It's the LPW250, whatever that means. But I did change them a lot. I adapted them a lot, but their thickness is not as much as it could be. Right, so we're almost at the correct orientation. And once we got that out of the way, we're going to be able to get to our encounter with Laythe. Well, we are already in the encounter. I meant the maneuver, so we get circularized. Alrighty. So here we go. Going closer. I'm waiting a little bit to where my periaps is not my periaps. My altitude is a bit below 200 kilometers or something, so I can start my science experimentation. Oh, and also I need to get those solar panels folded in, otherwise this is going to be a quick end to the mission, even at just 49 kilometers. Right, so 400 kilometers above sea level, closing in on 300. Things are going to be exciting. Okay, we now got our low orbit science that we can perform, which we're doing right now. What we're also doing is we're folding in our solar panels and we're closing the cargo bays. The big one in the middle, and of course the smaller ones where the solar panels reside. Waiting for that to perform. And come on, fold in. I know you need to cut yourself in half. There we go. And while you do that, we're going to close those cargo bays with some nice industrial sounds. Okay, what are our science experiments doing? We have the mini lab, which is still running for 5.5 minutes, and we have that observation stuff, which is done in 30 seconds. So we should get at least that science. Okay. Experiments completed successfully. I don't think we're going to be able to I don't think we're going to be able to finish that, what's it called, orbital survey, because there might be some land in between us and the time until that should be finished. Okay, 50 seconds, 40 seconds till maneuver. And okay, what we're going to do is we're going to burn while we're trying to aerobrake a little. Let's see what happens. There we go. So I'm not going to be able to do the time warp on the burn thing because we're about to dip into the atmosphere right now. Yep, we left the valid region, but we can get some atmospheric data. At least something. Okay, 49. We're reaching our periapse in 4 seconds, in 3 seconds, in 2 seconds, in 1. And we're at the lowest point. It's working. I mean, we're not really aerobraking. Wait a second. Are thermals active? Yes, parts overheating is active. Okay, just checking. So let's see. And we're rising. We're at 49K already. Oh, something is heating up. There we go. You hear the alarms? The tanks are heating up. If those things blow, we're toast. Like literally. But we're out of the atmosphere in 51 kilometers, so we managed to survive that. That was exciting. And we're done. Yes. We are safe at Laythe. Look at that. We still have that indicator for the capture event, which is superfluous, but yeah. Okay, which science experiments are running? Is the mini-lab running? Yes, it's running. Okay, so we are at Laythe, which is nice. Let's save ourselves. Laythe orbit. Yay! Okay. I'm going to wait. Hey, why did that pause? Oh, because we're now at the hills. So that orbital science lab is a bit annoying because you have to be in the really correct biome. Oh, that's a big landmass. Now we're at the oceans again. And now we can resume the orbital survey. Now we have to wait until we are, what's it called? Until it has deployed, and then it can run. So which it is doing now. So fast forwarding a little bit to get those numbers down, and it's going to probably stop soon because we're getting out of lower orbit and into high orbit. So that's going to be a thing. Yeah, I'm not sure how much the aerobraking helped us, but I mean it must have done something. And since this is one of the vehicles that has the wrong delta V calculations, we can't really guess from the numbers over there whether or not we pulled the 660 from the tanks or less, because yeah, those numbers that you can see over there on the far right hand of the screen, yeah. I don't know how much we managed to save, but what we're going to do is we're going to save ourselves by getting a little bit higher. Once again, focusing on Laythe and trying to raise the the periapps, I mean, a little bit. So I'm going to do this a bit further so I can actually read how much we're going to be higher. And let's put that at something like 51 or so. Yeah, that should be fine and dandy. All right, let's get ourselves in that orientation again. Well, we are in that orientation, which is good. Hey, why are you still crying? Why are you still heating up? Stop heating up. There's nothing that heats you up. Cool down, bro. But we're going to reopen this and we're going to extract our solar panels. Right. Okay, where are solar panels? Are they expanding? Sorry for the nighttime views. Ah, there we go. They're expanding right now. Good. So let's warp to there. And since this is going to be a very minuscule burn, what we're going to do is we're going to do it really slowly. So that's why we're going to cut the other 3 swerves. Warping to the maneuver. Yeah, Bruno, I just read you said you had to turn off the heating a couple of times because it overheated randomly. That's what happens to me also. Or at least it's not clear to me why things overheat. You know, the game is not really great, at least not at the moment, at telling me why sometimes parts overheat and why sometimes they don't. Yeah, for instance, we were going with like 3,000 meters per second at 48 kilometers altitude. And only when we were already rising out of the atmosphere of Laythe did the tanks start to overheat, which is weird. And I think I know why, because I made an observation. The observation is that when you're dead on your prograde vector or retrograde vector, basically when you're dead on in your orbital line, then the parts don't heat up as much. But if you're just a little bit off, then the parts will go really hot really fast. So maybe that's what happens. Maybe that's why we got this effect where suddenly the tanks are starting to overheat, even though we're almost already out of the atmosphere. Nice view there. I need to take a screenshot of this. Beautiful. Okay. What we're going to do now is, of course, get ourselves really close. Because we want to get our space plane down there and we want to get something else down there. Surprise! Okay, just a little bit more. Let's get this focused again. So I want to remain here with my periapps, and I want to get the apoapse down even further. Okay, that's a really quick change. Really finicky doing this, but that should be fine. Okay. Just trying to catch up with what you guys are saying in chat. Paul Sido is saying he just tried docking in Dress a little while ago. 2 ships were kind of slipping sideways when you were thrusting forward. I had that too. There's some weird things when you're like you're going to the target marker and you're thrusting forwards, and then suddenly it appears that the ships are kind of moving. Something weird going on. Okay, so let's get to that maneuver. And let's have another look at this. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, once again a nighttime burn, which is a bit annoying, but yeah, it happens. Okay, let's try to get that orbital signs rolling again. Are we above an ocean? Yes, then we can do it. Oh, looky here. Sunrise, oh, sunset rather. Nice. They really improved how well the game looks. I mean, it wasn't that bad when it came out, but now it's really gorgeous. Okay, are we running? Yes, we're running. Okay. 10 seconds to go. And now we're going to burn this thing away. And go! Trying to see whether or not I can finish that orbital survey while we're doing that circularization burn. Five, four, three, two, one, and stop. A little bit more. Okay, now we're almost circular, which is good. And once we're more in sunlight, after we finish that survey, because I really want to get the science points from that. And it's paused again, and now we can start it again. So yeah, that's something. I think I mentioned that in the first stream. That's a bit annoying, the time it takes for that orbital mini lab to get rolling again, and you can't time warp until it has deployed, otherwise it doesn't count. It won't run. Thick as frick. Yes, this is science mode, or how they call it, exploration mode now. So in KSP2 we have sandbox mode and we have exploration mode, which are the only two game modes at the moment. And yes, we're going to grab some juicy science, which doesn't help me with this save game, because for this save game to even get this ship done, I cheated and I put all the science necessary on the tech tree. Okay, we have Laythe, and we have everything from Laythe from low orbit that we can get. So let's save again. And what I want to do now is to, well, this is going to be tricky now. Hey, look, this almost looks like a face, doesn't it? This crescent moon on the right and this thing on the left, it almost looks like a face, like a malformed, squished, balloony face. What do you think? Does this look like a face? Let me know in chat. Okay, let's move there, because I want to have some sunlight. Yes, so for those of you who have joined for the first time, what we're doing is a Jool-5 mission where I visit all the 5 moons of the Jool gas giant. And we already were at Tylo. That's why half of the cargo bay is empty. You see this green little thing here? That's what's left of my Tylo lander. And I forgot to turn off its engines. Luckily it was already empty, otherwise it might have caused some havoc in there. And we already did a Tylo landing in the previous stream, and now what we're going to try to do is do something on Laythe. And in order to do that we're going to need 2 vehicles. So, where are we? We have our cockpit, and we have Valentina in the cockpit, which is great. And we're going to need to put somebody in the Dunkets. In the U-Dunkets. We're gonna take Murney, and we're gonna take Kerman. Is he really named Kerbin? Oh, now he's stuck. Kerbin is stuck. Where is he? Did I lose Kerman? Oh, come on. Oh, well, then let's take Chatster. Okay, Chatster, you're up. Goody. Alright, you might wonder what these things here are. We have 2 diving bells, a pink one and a blue one. And yes, we're going to use the blue one now. And for this, we're going to need, yep, the next stage of things. I'm going to save that. Yeah, you really do need to do a lot of save games when you want to do big missions like this. And there we go. You're moving out. I'm going to try something now, and if it doesn't work, please let me know in chat. I'm going to try to record this at the same time. And if stream is breaking up, please let me know. Okay, we have a big antenna on here. And the reason for that is this thing is controlled by the probe core up on top. So what we want to do here is I want to put this thing close to a shore, or potentially on land near water, and then dunk it in there and then get the space plane down and grab our, let's say, scientist and bring them back safely to the main ship. But for that we need to have some land mass to land on. Let's try this one here. It's gonna be a bit more aggressive. But there's enough land to make landfall, so this should work. All right. So let's do another quick save, just to be on the safe side. There we go, moving away from our ship. And we're going to do our burn now. That's gonna be rough. Wish me luck. I hope we can hit that big landmass and don't crash. 3, 2, 1. And go. Excitement guaranteed, that's for sure. Bye bye, big ship. Okay. And now we're going to switch to prograde. I still have a little bit of fuel left, but I want to save that for the touchdown. Otherwise, who knows? Okay. Kerbin tribute, yeah, we don't want to sacrifice Kerbin, we want him to survive, or her. I don't know, I haven't looked what the supposed gender of this Kerbal was. Alright. So even though the UDunkit module is crude, you can't control it without a probe core or another pod attached to the vehicle. So that's why we have that big probe core on there, and we're going to need the what's it called? We're going to need the antenna later. So we're now diving into the atmosphere. Things are going to heat up really soon. Yes, Pyrocat, the SSTO in front of the big ship is also for Laythe. But that's for a later time. First we need to get this thing down. Okay, don't have any aero effects yet. Nothing burning, nothing scorching. Interesting. Oh, and we're getting down really fast. Okay. If this works out badly, we're going to land in the middle of the water, which is not ideal, because then I need to get to the shore somehow, because the Kerbal needs to rendezvous with the space plane once it's back. I might have to do this again. Precision landings through atmosphere. Yeah, not easy. Okay. Are we so slow that we don't have any thermal heating at all? I mean, it's on. Weird. It happens. Okay, we're now already at 28. So we're safe, basically. We can already get out our parachutes. And turn off SAS to save some energy. I mean, I do have a thermal generator in there somewhere. Okay, a little faster now. Yes, that's right, Web Revolution. I'm going to use the SSTO to bring this thing back, and not this thing, but the Kerbal inside the UDunkit. Thanks, Dan Cooper. I'm too cool, that's why I'm compensating the re-entry heat. That's nice. But yeah, also probably not cool. Not true. Yeah, you're right, Robert. I probably have to reload this because we're really in the middle of that crater, exactly where I didn't want to end up. Okay, so quick reload. And what we want to do is to get further to the east, so we don't have to burn as much fuel, which is good. Ah, yes, the reloading a quick save bug, and suddenly the maneuver node is somewhere completely different. It's maybe like this it's going to work. We'll see. Okay, let's try it again. Insert again sound here. Okay. Actually, I don't really need the maneuver node, I just need to burn retrograde and get my, not periapse, but the impact a bit more east of that peninsula. Well, not peninsula, it's an island, it's a crater island. So that's what we're going to do right now. Okay, there it is. There's the impact marker. And we had it close to the shore over here, and we landed over there. So probably somewhere here would be good. Let's see. How dense is Laythe's atmosphere? That's what Hyperbyte wants to know. Can somebody enlighten him or her? Because I don't really know. I always say him to my viewers because basically 99% of you are males according to my YouTube statistics. Alright, let's see if that works. Oh wow, storm is picking up outside. I just had the window rattle again. Oh well. As long as you don't see me jump up and run away, nothing bad should happen. So let's turn this around a little bit. I really want to have the horizon in such a way that we have the blue on top and the brown on the bottom. So we're not scared about the atmosphere anymore, because apparently with this it doesn't matter because we're already in such a low orbit probably. And yeah, this might be actually working this time. We still have about 1400 meters per second of velocity. And this time it looks like we're going to maybe potentially hit land. Switching to the surface. Gonna turn SAS off. And I don't want to release the parachutes too soon. Ah, we're still ending up inside the water. And probably too far away from the shore to swim there. That's probably a few kilometers, and honestly, I don't want to do that. So let's try again. The joys of quick save. Okay. Let's get ourselves oriented into the retrograde orientation. and let's get this thing over with. Okay, this time we had the impact marker here at the beginning of this vertical island here. If I set it to the next island over here, we should end up at this strip of land in between. At least based on my calculations. Yes, Shadla, again, always again. So here we go, we're going to get our, what's it called? Our impact marker moving again. Okay, I'm done with it now. Moving to a prograde orientation again. Unfortunately, there's no IVA. I would really like to know how that U-Dunkit looks from the inside. That's hopefully something they're going to do with a future update. Okay, let's move into the atmosphere. There we go. Okay, let's see where we're going to end up. Yeah, I don't think we're going to need that heat shield. Oh, something is heating up. Something is actually heating up this time. Look at that. So maybe we do need that heat shield. It's ablating, but the ablator is not getting lower for some reason. Yes, I know you're getting hot. No, you're not. The spinning trick still works. So what I used to do in KSP1 was do it like a spit roast. Like spin my vehicles around when I do the aerobraking maneuvers, so that the heat wouldn't touch every part at the same time. Oh, are we still too far? Come on. That was interesting because I was a lot further back this time and we still end up almost at the same place as before. Curious. Yes. Those alert noises really get on my nerves. And now they're gone. Maybe we can do a little bit of a adjustment burn. But I really want to save some of that fuel. Yeah, we're still in the water. Come on! Why am I so bad at this? Yes, Sky Blue, it's a rover, it's a lander, and it's a science probe. Okay, you know what I'm going to do now is to do a bit of plane change. Because then we might end up further to the side where we actually want to go. So if we end up over this landmass here, then it's a lot better for us than than if we end up in the water. And I think that's working right now. Yes. Okay. Now we can go retrograde. And then we should be fine, I hope. We will see. Okay, I really need to save some of that delta V for the final approach. Doing another quick save. Fortunately, we have multiple quick saves in this game. Right, so now we're above a fatter strip of land, so to speak. So with this, we should be able to have more range of where we can land without, landing in the water. Ditching, so to speak. By the way, did you guys hear about that Alaska Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9 that apparently lost the emergency exit door in flight? I'm glad I was not on board of that flight. It must have been hell for all the passengers. Okay, let's fast forward until we hit the atmosphere. There we go. By the way, what's your worst experience of flying or of traveling in general? Let me know in the comments, or not the comments, in chat. I'm not used to this streaming doohickey. I'm still used to just having regular old YouTube comments. Alright, let's get down there. This time it's going to work. I hope. Okay, this is actually looking good right now. Ah, okay, so it wasn't the emergency door, it was actually part of the hull. Whoa. It's even worse. And yeah, Boeing is in big excrement, as you would say. Oh, it was retrofitted. Interesting. Yeah, maybe there was some human error involved during construction or something. I don't know. I mean, the 737 in and of itself is usually a quite reliable plane. I mean, the MAX, of course, has its own problems with that those failed flights, unfortunately. Right, so we're now heading downstairs to that beachy type thing down there. Look at that, it looks actually pretty gorgeous, doesn't it? The front fell off, yeah. That's true. I mean, in this case the side, but yeah, something fell off. Okay, the problem with Laythe in case P2 is that even though it gets shown as sort of land, but the sea level is so high that you're still on water, you'll see it probably in a moment. We're going to impact. Okay, it tells me we're going to impact on the land, basically. That's land, right? Isn't it? That's supposed to be land, in my opinion. And sea and ground have the same level, so yeah. This might... there might be a problem, because... Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I was at Laythe once in the past. Oops. And the problem with that was the sea level and the ground level are basically at the same, but since the game kind of adds these nice little waves and stuff, it still kind of acts like water. It's a bit weird. You're going to see in a second. Let's see where we end up. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, thick as freak. The land is shown as less wet than it really is. But we might be in luck. This looks like actual land below us. Landing gear? Oh, come on. Not again. Let's try something. Yeah, we have the usual legs won't extend bug. God, I hate that one. Because it's so unpredictable. Wow, that's actually a really good place to land. I hope we can survive this. Yes! Ha! We landed on Laythe, look at that. And we landed right where I wanted it to get. Right close to the water. That's awesome! Yeah, the landing legs would have been sort of a security measure, so I don't crush the rover wheels. But fortunately, the tanks worked fine. Wait, let's save that, and let's do another save game. Yes, okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of those tanks. There we go. And interestingly, this gets rid of our brakes. We're now rolling into the water. I mean, I want to get it into the water, so that's not too bad. Does that count? Is it dunked? No. Splashed? Why is it an invalid research location? You should be splashed. Ah, it needs to be in the ocean, apparently. Ah. Why did I get rid of those tanks? Because with the fuel that was in there, I could... Come on. Something exploded. Okay, but what we can maybe do is the classic roll maneuver. Sort of. Oh, I wish we had physical time warp right now. Okay. Come on. Can I turn it around so that the wheels can push me a little bit further into the water? Oh no. Yeah, that went completely differently in my mind when I planned this. Okay. Well, now we're stuck. Okay, and here we have the problem. This is one of the issues I have with KSP2, actually. Because the rover wheels are bound to the SAS, or the torque of the capsule. And what we're doing now, what I want to do is to I'm pulling up, basically. I'm pitching up, but I want the rover wheels to go forward. But when I pitch up, they go backwards. Okay. Yep. This thing is doomed, basically. And we cannot do science because it's splashed, we're in the water, and it should produce science because it says on the explanation in the what's it called? In the VAB, it says it needs to be submerged in a liquid. And I am submerged in a liquid, but it says invalid research location because probably it needs to be in the ocean biome and not at the Laythe Hills. Which is bad. Okay, we're going to load the save game. Sorry. I really need to do this differently. Autosave. There we go. That was the right one. Okay. Yeah, we're not going outside now. What we're going to try now is we're going to try to... Oh, now you're working! Ah! Okay. The classic... Yes, this is how you move your vehicles in Kerbal Space Program. And we're still screwed. Because now I can't move anything. It's now completely stuck. But maybe... if I deactivate this one, we can turn ourselves around. Ah, I is a smart boy. No, unfortunately I cannot jettison the heat shield because that would save ourselves a lot of weight. What? Oh no! We ran out of fuel. Let's try this again. Okay, maybe we can transfer some. What? Ah, yeah, that's what I need to do. Equalize. That's what I want. Let's see if that works. Nope. Why are you not... Huh? Why did it go this way? Oh, because I'm... Ah! I'm upside down. I pushed it into the wrong... I pushed it into the wrong direction. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, thank you so much, Al McDonald, for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Yes, Cole, that equalize button is new in KSP2. It wasn't there in the original. And unfortunately... yeah, let's do this stupid thing again. Maybe we can get a bit further this time. Yeah, no, we're not getting further. Okay, but this time I need to think differently. Okay, we want to go this direction. Deactivate no, I want to activate this one. I want to deactivate this one. Come on, just a little bit. Let's get that thing activated again. And let's try to head into open water. Come on. Yeah, and now we're still empty. Okay, Methalox. Let's try this again. Okay. Weirdly, there is not really any momentum when I'm in water. They improved buoyancy, but it's still like I'm in syrup or something. Ah. Okay. I hate to say this, guys, but I'm afraid we really have to land this thing in the water and then have the Kerbal swim to the shore. Okay, we can do two things. Number one, I do all of that landing stuff again. Number two, I activate unlimited fuel and drive it into the ocean. What do I do? You tell me. pushing on EVA. Okay, let's try that. Hello. No, that doesn't budge. We cannot push this. This thing cannot be pushed. Nope. Unlimited fuel, that's what you guys say. Okay, let's do that. Oh, but now I can't get back in. Okay. Where were we? There we landed. We landed there. Okay, let's do the unlimited fuel hack. There we go. And let's not forget to... See? Now we're moving. And we're going to propel ourselves until we have a valid research location. I really think they need to change this from the location to the status, because splash should be the situation where the U-Dunker should count the science. Still invalid location. Up the hills. Where do these hills end? Oh, we can turn off physical time warp because we're in the atmosphere. Hills. Hills. Are those hills? I mean, that's not a hill, is it? Hills. 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 Come on. Seriously? Is this entire thing counted as a hill? Still on the hills. What the heck? And now we're landed. Okay. Remember when we were in orbit and I said, that's a big hills region where the orbital survey wouldn't switch to oceans again? I think we were above this one. But we're still not... Oh! Okay. So up there is the actual ocean. Do you see that? There is the actual ocean, and we're still on hills according to the game. Wow. Yeah, so basically I'm stuck now. Okay, so I think this is what I meant earlier, where you are in the on a land biome for the game, but for some reason the sea level is so high that it kind of thinks you're still underwater or something. So as you can see here, the land mass over here is apparently all of those are hills, and yeah, we need to find a way to circumvent that. Okay, we're gonna do the landing again. I'm sorry, but we have to do it. Okay. Let's try to... Oh, we're already... Ah. I'm going to hit the retrograde a bit harder. So my idea is that we land somewhere west of this thing. The wetlands, yeah. You're right. It's wet and it's land. The wetlands. All right. Let's try this again. I might have to reload even an older quick save because we're already pretty far into our what's it called? Into our trajectory. Oh, no, infinite fuel should be off now because this is bound to the save games. So basically when you have a quick save and infinite fuel is on, when you reload that quick save, infinite fuel will still be on. I think that's a bit of a problem. I think settings should not be bound to a save state. There should be some kind of general thing. And also I think now that we have the cheat menu, Alt F5, we should put the infinite fuel, infinite propellant and infinite electricity stuff in there. What do you guys think? Should we do that? Well, should they do that? The developers, not me. I can't do it. Now have a closer look. Do you see that? If you can see, I'm not sure if it comes across on stream, but to the left and right of my blue lander, you can see a bluish, a really bright blue, and then a dark blue. And the dark blue is the ocean, and the bright blue must be that hills biome. And we probably landed in between some of those mangroves or whatever, and it didn't register as water or something. I mean, it registered as splashed down, so it did recognize that we were in a wet state, but it thought it was the wrong what's it called, biome. So yeah, if you see here, we will now land probably in that darker part of the ocean. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn infinite fuel on again, just a second, because I want to make sure that we get into the drink, so to speak. Yeah, this should work. How high up or low up are we? We're above an ocean. Okay. If we manage to land in that biome, then we should be good, and then we're going to have to take a swim. Yeah, it was off, then I turned it back on because I want to make sure that we really land into the ocean, and I don't want to do all of that landing stuff again. But yeah, now we're above an ocean, we should be fine. Alright, here we go. The dive battle is performing a dive bomb. And come on. Parachutes should open. Yes, there we go. Slowing ourselves down a little bit with the drogue chutes. And then soon we're going to have the main ones. It's F2 Ollie Polly. If you want to remove the user interface, you press the F2 button on your keyboard. So yeah, the bad thing about this is that the ocean is the hills are now really far away. Oh well. Press the wrong buttons. Okay, there we go. Going to stage our ballast, and hopefully we're slow enough to survive this, because now I really don't have any fuel. And we're intact. Yes, that's good. And over there is land, so yeah, it's going to be probably a kilometer swim for our brave Kerbal. And now please let me do the science. Yes, we can do our marine survey, finally! So what's it doing? It's doing some extrusions. It's extended some stuff over here, which we can't see because it's underwater. And probably the Kerbal is getting some really good data in there. And let's extend our antenna. No, we can't. Another part that's refused to extend. Okay, and we have our experiment. Nice. So where's Laythe? Splashed. Yes, we have our samples. Wow, nice. 1500 almost. No, 1200, 1400. No, 1300 science points. And what we can also do is we can take our surface sample. Or, to be honest, do we have our... Okay. The problem with this is I want this to have it turned around, because I want, when I get the Kerbal outside, I want it to be able to get back in. And if that door is not on the surface, then the poor Kerbal won't be able to get back into that vehicle. Alright. So there we go. Now you can do your survey. Look at her. She's happy grabbing that water sample. Okay. Crew observation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go! Okay, now we have our data. We have our surface samples, we have our cruise observations, and we have our marine data. Nice. Let's get back inside. And now we have to wait for our plane to catch us. Because that's going to be the next thing. So let's get back over here. So is everything here in order? It appears to be. Okay, why? Something I really would like to see is if you activate that solar panel button, that only those are extended that are not occluded, because in this case, I mean, they extended even though they were occluded by a cargo bay. Something I would hope that they change in the future sometime. Okay, do we have our pilot on board? Just checking. Hey, we have Kerbin back. Look at him. Where did you go earlier on? Oh, and we don't want Murney in here. We want Murney back because the other Udunket is going to be... you'll see. You'll see. Okay. What we want to do now is to get the poor marine biologist back to orbit. And for that we're going to need our plane. So let's undock this. Nice. Moving away. And let's close up that docking port. There we go. Boom. We now have a plane ready to get down to Laythe. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Engine air breathing mode. Oh, I can't? Interesting. I can't do a maneuver when the engine is in air breathing mode. Well, we can change that. There we go. I had an action group for that. Laythe periaps 23 kilometers. Yeah, let's put that over here. That might work. So, the plan is to get down into the atmosphere, grab our brave marine biologist or marine scientist, and then get back up to our big mothership. I hope this is going to work out. Right. Yeah, that's weird. Do you guys also have that sometimes when you revert time warp to 1 and it doesn't revert? Ah, we need to activate our engines, don't we? It doesn't revert to time warp 1, but in fact it pauses the game for some reason. That happens to me all the time when I do quick time warp changes from fast to slow. Right. Okay. What are you guys talking about in chat? I'm sorry, I didn't pay much attention to chat over the past few minutes, but I see something about antimatter reactors and aliens heating up something. What are you talking about? Antimatter reactors, that would be a thing, wouldn't it? We would have to create antimatter on a much larger scale, though. Okay. Well, let's try getting down to the surface and not burning up. Oh, nice. Look at that Jool rise. Okay, we're now in the atmosphere. Somewhat. Switching back to air breathing mode. Doesn't help us at the moment, but yeah, maybe it will work later. We also have air brakes over here if you haven't seen. So maybe we can see them when I activate brakes. Yeah, we're unfortunately on the night side, but as you can see here, we might be able to lower our speed a lot better with these air brakes. And now we're performing our experiments. Yes, we don't have atmospheric science of Laythe yet, do we? Good question, Megascrow. I only have two options for the camera angle. Either it's down here or it's somewhere up there. And since I'm always kind of looking down onto the instruments of KSP2, I thought it was more polite when my eyes were already in this angle that my camera was down there. I'm kind of experimenting with that. So if you guys are not happy with this camera position, yeah, let me know. So we already have somebody who doesn't like it, Megascrow, which is fine. And the other position would be up here, and then you would see my forehead all the time. Yeah. Don't know what's better. You guys tell me. So we have some science running, don't we? Of course, it's the hills now. Every time I want the ocean, I get hills. And that on Laythe, which is like the most oceany planet there is. Right. Okay. I can put the camera higher, maybe a little bit, maybe just 2 or 3 centimeters. I will do that for the next stream. I'm just experimenting. Maybe we can get some better angles for next time. But for now, you have to deal with what you call nostril cam. And thank you for calling it a magnificent beard. It has been bigger already, so. So I'm going to I reduced the air brakes because we now already have quite the far away impact from our Kerbal. Yeah, atmospheric entry is tricky. And it was the same in KSP1. So this is never something that I'm really happy with because I never know where I really will end up. I'm contemplating about reloading because I'm not sure how much fuel we're going to have to burn to get to our Kerbal. So basically, if you remember, we had like over here, where the Laythe sign is now, we had the 23 kilometers periapse. And now it appears that we're going to end up way further to the west. Yeah, I probably have to do that again. Sorry about that. And we're not going to use the air brakes because I think they reduced the angle a lot further than I wanted. Oh, we already are at them. Maybe we can increase it a little bit. Yeah, let's try it like that. 32 instead of 23, and we're not going to use the air brake. So let's see what happens now. Okay, that delta V readout sounds suspicious to me because I don't think we have only 1.1000. Okay, we've entered the atmosphere and now we can do our research opportunities. Did we also start with the radiation? Okay. We're running our atmosphere scans and radiation scans. Just having the biome indicator up there visible. Hey, I'm not offended, Megascrow. I really like when I get constructive criticism like you just provided. And as I said, I'm not really ultimately happy with how the camera is set up. What I really would like was like some transparent screen with the camera behind it, so when I look at the screen and at the game, that I can look at you guys, because other than that I would have to look around to where the camera is when I want to talk to you. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem with this entire game streaming business. Yeah, I'm aware it's in closed cycle mode, Paul, but still, I think it should have more delta V than that. When we switch to air breathing mode, then of course we have a lot more. We have 20,000, but now we only have 1100. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Okay, how is our science doing? Ah, we are above the hills again. That's why the radiation survey has stopped. But unfortunately, neither the radiation survey nor the atmospheric stuff needs to deploy, so we can start them immediately. Your streaming cam is in a tower made of Legos. That's interesting. I have a lot of those lying around. Maybe I built something. Okay, and we have our atmospheric science and we have our radiation science, so that's good. Yes, Valentina, you're looking very excited. Okay, our periapse is closing in. We're gliding through the atmosphere at 4 times regular speed because we can't do any quicker due to this being the atmosphere, and of course physical time warp is not going faster. So we have to wait a little bit and see where we end up. But I think this time it's going to be a bit better. And even if we're at, I don't know, yeah, we'll probably end up crashing somewhere over here maybe. But even with that, that's not such a big of a problem, because we can glide down here and reduce our velocity that way. Okay, waiting for this to go down. Okay, we now already have a periapse of 12 kilometers only. So this is probably going to end up again somewhere maybe west of where we want to go. But let's see. Yep, there we go. Whoa, what's happening? What's happening? Oh, that's happening. Oops. Well, that could have gone better. I was so fixated on I was so fixated on getting through the atmosphere. Yeah. or on where I'm going to end up, that I totally forgot that there's some heat involved. Yes, we're going to do this again. And we're going to raise our apoapsis again a little bit. 35 kilometers. Let's do it. Okay, now we're in the atmosphere. I'm going to point this to prograde. You see, I think this is what happened now is what I meant earlier about that you really have to be in that prograde vector without thermals going crazy and explodifying your ship, because as soon as what I wanted to do, I tried to raise my angle of attack a little bit so that I would that my periapse would raise again a little bit, because that's a thing that actually works usually. But as soon as I raised my angle of attack a little bit above the prograde marker, everything went crazy. And I think that was the point when my ship started burning for real. But let's wait a little. Let's wait a little bit and see what happens. Okay, we're waiting for the ocean to come back on so we can finish our atmospheric survey. There we go. This time I'm not going to switch to map view. Okay, 16 seconds left until we are done with our atmospheric survey. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to save this now as my temp file. Where is it? There it is. Because we're already done with the sciencey stuff. I wish this would go faster. Oh well. Could be worse, we could be stuck in 1 times time warp. But yeah, this is something that I wish we could get some improvement on. No, Paul, I didn't use the larger wings. Oh, we're having some heat buildup now. And it's on the wings, I guess. And now we also have some thermals going on, some visual effects going on for the thermals. And sunrise, so I mean, it looks really cool. I'm not happy about the overheating stuff, but it does look cool. There we go. What do you think? Can we survive this time around? It's getting hot. But only the wings, look at that. Only the wings are heating up. Interesting. So all the other parts are chilling, so to speak. I'm kind of anxious about activating physical time warp, as I just did, because when I do, then I'm not usually can't sustain the prograde marker as well. Is there a shortcut to hide the temp gauges? I don't know. I haven't found it yet. Maybe there is. I mean, it's hot, but it's not yet super dangerous. How are we doing for speed? Okay, I really want to kind of pull up a little to reduce my velocity, but I know when I do that the plane was going to break apart, because then we're out of the prograde vector. But what I can do is maybe use the air brakes to help a little. Yeah, we might going to have those wings die on us. Okay. Or maybe not. Where are we going to end up? Oh, over there. Okay. What if I push it a little bit further out? This is exciting, but also frightening. Oh yes, I do have enough air intakes. Look, I have these big ones, the forgot what their name is. Then I have these air intakes, and then I have these four at the bottom. So we should have enough in regards to air. Oh yes, and our temperatures for the wings have reduced a little bit. So things are hot, but not in such a way that we're about to die right now. Okay, apparently my RCS thruster over here is overheating as well. Poor thing. We're going to land. Trying to extend it a little bit. Ooh, a lot of temp gauges. I'm not sure if you can hear it on stream, but it's really, it's a really tingly noise. It's like a bit like fire. What's it called? The word in German is knistern. It's like when the wood crackles in the fire. It's similar sound that the game is playing. It's really unnerving for me at the moment. But the wings appear to be fine now. We don't have them overheat. We do have some heat gauges on. Those are the RCS thrusters. It was made, Tiki-Tuki, the vehicle was made before I knew, or before the KSP team told us about the thick wings, so I didn't know that before I made this, and yeah. These temperatures are getting back into normal range, and we're going to end up not too far away, I think. It might work out. This might work out. So even with a not really optimal spaceplane design, we still managed to apparently survive the atmospheric re-entry. Yes, it does look awesome. And there we go, our temp gauges are disappearing slowly, so we're apparently, yeah, we're now entering a safe environment, or a safe temperature range. We can activate the engines. We do have power. Awesome. Pitching up. Yeah, see, once I pitch up, I immediately get the heat stroke happening. That's why I don't pitch up during descent. Yeah, I really would like to pitch up, but as you just see, I just demonstrated to you guys, as soon as I do the pitch up, I will get overheating on the wings. See? Immediately. I'm out of the prograde marker and things are getting hot right now. But now we're slow enough that it shouldn't make such a big difference. And yeah. Okay, we're... Oh, look at that. I'm not even that fast, you know. I'm at like 1100 meters per second, and it's still registering as too hot. Yeah. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Let's burn some fuel to get to our stranded scientist, Kerbal friend. Okay, so this looks fine at the moment. I only hope we don't burn too much fuel and that we can make it back to the spaceship. Joseph, you just took the words out of my mouth. I was thinking the same thing. Okay. Valentina, our brave pilot, inside the cockpit of this plane. Oh, no. Well, that didn't quite go as planned. We have an autosave. Yep, let's do it again. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to raise my periapse a little bit further. Okay. Now we have to glide through this again, unfortunately. Suboptimal, yeah. And wings are optional. I don't know. If this is a space plane, then the wings are kind of implied by the name plane, you know? I really would have liked to have wings. What I'm also doing right now is, since we already proven that we can get this thing through the atmosphere without a problem, in the interest of time, I turn off re-entry heating now, so that we don't have that to deal with. We had all of this heat up earlier before, and we managed to get through it still, so it should be working now as fine. Okay. Good night to you, Stony. Sleep well. Okay, we're getting down to the surface this time. So, what actually happened early on when the plane failed? I think it was aerodynamic stresses. I didn't look at the flight monitor, unfortunately, but I do believe it was not the heat; it was the aerodynamic stresses. SAS wobble. No. Yeah, this is also something they really need to fix, the SAS flip-flopping. That's something that makes me really nervous when I look at it. Why didn't it do that before? Stop flopping around. And why doesn't it do that every time? That's really weird to me. So we have apparently very capable roll on that thing. It can roll really good. So, where are we? There we are. Okay, we need to get over here. Let's save this. Laythe SSTO2. So we're somewhere in a safe environment. But we need to get over there. That's I'm going to have to spend some fuel to do so. Scared about fuel usage. Okay, you know what? What we're going to do, we're going to land at our stranded Kerbal, we're going to pick them up, then we're going to try to get back out of Laythe's atmosphere, and if that doesn't work, then we have to try it again another time, because it's getting late for me as well. We already burned through half our fuel. Whew. Those engines are hungry. Do you guys know where is the most efficient altitude for a Rapier engine? I know it gets to huge thrust numbers when you get at high altitude, but then it also burns a lot of fuel. But where's the most efficient? Do you guys know? Oh, let's set ourselves a target. So we can get the target marker. Oh! Yeah, that's why I leave SAS on most of the time, because I can't really fly this thing without it. But that's on me. It's almost as if drag is too high in this game, says Joseph. Well, I don't know. I don't have any reference aside of KSP1, so I'm not sure how drag really should behave in real life. There we go, we're 48 kilometers away from our friend. That would be a long swim. So let's see how close we can get. Most efficient at zero throttle, yeah, that's true. Which is what I'm doing now, we're gliding. Yeah, but trying to control it in 4 times time acceleration gliding is a bit of a hassle. So yeah, we need to be able to control this, so I have to turn off time warp. No, I can turn it back on. Yeah, I'm not convinced that we have enough fuel left after we rendezvous with our pilot. Well, not pilot, our science person. I'm going to try to attempt a water landing. Let's see how well that goes. So we're 10 kilometers away from our friend. And we only have a quarter of the fuel left. I'm not hopeful, when I'm being honest. So this is probably going to end with us crashing at some point. Because there won't be enough fuel left. Basically, I tested this plane on Kerbal. This plane can perform as an SSTO on Kerbal. So it should be able to perform as an SSTO on Laythe as well. Because if you can get to Kerbal orbit with this thing, then you should be able to do so on Laythe as well. What you shouldn't do is do dozens of kilometers of flying, which is why I should have had a more precision landing. But since we weren't able to do that, or I was not patient enough for that, yeah, this is where we end up. Because usually when I do my Laythe SSTO missions, I don't need to land at the precise location. I can go basically anywhere I want where there's land, and then just do my thing with the spaceplane and get back up, so I can glide most of the time. But here, where I need to go to a very precise location, yeah, it's a bit different. Okay, we're closing in on our friend. Just a kilometer away now. .500 meters. Going to try to do the thing with the thing. Oh, that's too fast. Yep, that was way too fast. Ah. Okay, now we don't have any wings and we only have 3 engines. Well, I can deactivate one. Why doesn't it let itself deactivate? Deactivate. Come on. I cannot deactivate this engine. Ah, now it's off. Okay. Interesting. Now it is a boat. Yes, that's true. So let's get this boat a little bit more crew and see what we can do. Yes, I did quick save, but a while back, and honestly, I really need to do a different quick save. I need to do a different approach to this location. I really need to try to... What's going on? The Kerbal appears to not be able to reach the hatch. There we go. Hello? There is a hatch. Why don't you grab it? Now, there we are. Okay. So, I know this is stupid, but let's try to launch this thing anyway. What's our thrust to weight ratio? Not good. That poor little RCS thruster is trying to get us back out of the drink, but that's not working. Oh, we are in closed cycle mode. It says air breathing. Okay, I'm really just messing around now because I'm trying to get out of the water. And yeah, it's not happening. We're not getting out of here. Oh, okay. Okay. That's definitely not going to work now. Okay, what I really need to do is the following. I need to load up again this save game. And then I'm going to need to perform a more precise landing. I really need to get close to where it is. I need to get on land and I need to have the Kerbal swim over there. But unfortunately, that's not something we're going to be able to do today because I really need to go to sleep now because I need to wake up in 6 hours for work. So yeah. Thanks everyone for joining me and thanks for watching me fail at Laythe. Maybe we can be more successful next time. Okay. Thanks for watching everyone. Goodbye.